Hey everyone, it's Tamara. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to day 5 of your 7-day flexibility challenge. Today we're going to be focused on ankles and calves, and this one has a special place in my heart because I grew up playing soccer, or also called as football, depending on where you're watching this video. And a lot of families and friends have always asked me over the years, like, what are some tips and things that I do, especially after soccer practice, again, football, to stretch. So please join me for this routine. A big, quick housekeeping item to get out of the way is my dog Momo is going to be present in this video. He's feeling a little bit under the weather today. I typically move him into a different room, but he really wanted to be nearby, so I hope that you are okay with his presence. He's a lovable little corgi. That being said, if you do find that, just because he's running around, that it gets a bit distracting, feel free to leave me a comment. I'm happy to film another ankle and calf stretching routine, any reason to stretch together, and I appreciate all of the positive feedback you've been leaving me so far. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe as I release exercise videos often, and I look forward to doing more routines with you. Thank you.
Okay, friends, thank you for joining me on the mat. Let's go ahead and get started by standing with our legs hips width apart or a little bit wider, and just hinge back and forth. We're just making sure that our hips are nice and relaxed and very warmed up. I'm gonna lunge side to side, rotating my ankle on the opposite side. So here I'm leaning on my left side while I rotate my right ankle, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the same on the other side by rotating my left ankle, or even pressing it up and down, frontwards and backwards, and then standing back straight again. I'm sure you've noticed I actually have a prop with me today. It's a pillowcase on the left side of my yoga mat, and we're gonna be using that for a routine later on. But for now, go ahead and shake it out and grab your ankle side to side, even rub your calf, making sure that it's very relaxed. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn to face the left side of my mat, and what we're going to do is a very relaxed lunge. We're not going into a super deep lunge yet, but your back leg, so your supporting leg, which in this case is my left leg right now, it should be as straight as possible. And that's to give your calf, your left calf, a very good stretch. Go ahead and lean forward. We're going to deepen that lunge now, and that's going to give your back calf a very nice stretch. If you need to balance yourself, you can always touch the floor. Have both hands on the floor, and just push back and forth. Stay very relaxed. Now, as you straighten out your front leg, which in this case is the right leg, standing up slowly, go ahead and lift your foot up so that your toes are facing the ceiling. You could arch your ankle up. If you want to, go ahead and grab your ankle or your foot or your puppy. And then you can always go towards the back of the mat and pull that foot up as straight as possible, bending your left leg now. As I mentioned the soccer or football comments earlier, this is one of the best post-game stretching routines. And then shake it all out. Stay relaxed. And since we always say that repetition is key, we're going to do that again. Right leg in the front, and this time we deepen our lunge, really stretch out the left calf, which is the back calf. Sorry about that. And lean deep into that lunge now. Go ahead, once again, arch forward, and even have both of your arms extended in front of you. Go ahead and extend your arms out in front of you to deepen that stretch. And place your hands down to the floor if it helps you with your balance, just so that you can really push that left leg to stay super straight in this one. And once again, lifting upwards, straighten the front leg, which in this case is the right leg, by tilting your foot upwards so that your toes face the ceiling. Okay, and then now we're gonna face the long side of our mat, shaking everything out. You can even tilt side to side, extending your arms, just keeping your body super relaxed and fluid. Now we're gonna repeat the sequence by facing the other wall and have your left leg in front and your right leg back. So now your right calf is the one that we're really stretching, so that the right leg has to be super straight. Go ahead and push forward, arch, hinge forward, and extend both arms out to deepen that stretch. And go ahead and place both hands on the floor, just because anything we want to do right now is we're going to get that right calf as straight as possible. And when you straighten, get back up, you're going to straighten that left leg and turn your foot so that your toes face the ceiling. You can push back and forth a few times so your ankle feels really good. Okay, repetition is key. Let's do it again. Hands on the floor, straighten that right calf. Okay, so now that the right calf is pretty well stretched, we're gonna go ahead and stand straight back up, and we're going to straighten out the front leg, which again, this time it's your left leg, And go ahead, bend that right leg and pull your toes on your left leg towards you. Everything is about making sure that the calf and your ankle get a really good stretch in this routine. Okay, and place it back down. Everything with ease and control. So because in this routine we're doing a lot of calf stretching, our legs are going to be quite straight. I don't normally emphasize having them so straight and locking out your knees too much. Okay, now with your legs greater than hip width distance apart, we're going to very gently hinge forward and place both hands on the floor for balance. So this next stretch is very interesting because it looks like you're definitely getting a hip opener, which you are, but what's also happening is with your feet facing forwards, you're also getting a very nice ankle stretch in there. Keep your ankles strong, and you may choose to place your head on the ground if that's something you're comfortable with. You're basically pushing your legs wider apart, And in doing so, you're actually getting a deeper stretch. And then very slowly, inch your feet closer back together so that we're going to stand back up slowly so as to prevent any injuries. Okay, and don't forget to breathe as you shake it all out so you can stay as relaxed and fluid as possible. Okay, so since we've been doing a lot of work while standing, we're going to sit on down and we're going to go into our calf routine on the mat. First, maybe just do a light butterfly stretch to relax and stretch it out, and then extend your left leg as straight as possible and see if you can grab your toes. You don't have to bend too much onto that side yet. Flat back and look in the direction of your right shoulder. Stretch out your neck and go ahead and now use both arms to see if you can grab your toes. Trying to keep that left leg as straight as possible to get that calf stretch. Okay, now we're going to even things out. We're going to bend our left leg inwards instead. So fold that left leg, extend your right leg outwards, and see if you can grab your toes. I do want to say it's all about progress, so if you're not hanging onto your toes today, you're hanging onto your shins or your knees, anything that you can grab. It's all about progress. Okay, go ahead. Extend that left arm, look over your shoulders, and then now see if you can use both arms to keep that right leg as straight as possible, stretching out that calf. And then we're going to hold this stretch, staying very relaxed here. And when you're ready, we'll get back up and we'll go into our butterfly pose just to stretch out our hips a bit. Okay, and shake it out while you're in that butterfly pose. Now we're going to extend our legs in front of us. I'm going to show you a different perspective. And once again, you're going to try to grab all your toes and keep your back flat. Or you can go ahead, if it's just your shin or your knee today, grab whatever it is that you can while arching forward. Remember to keep those legs as straight as possible. That's how we're going to stretch out our calves. Go ahead and pulse back and forth a few times, forwards and backwards, before sitting all the way back up. Now we're going to get up. Okay, shake it out, and then we're going to start on one end of our mat and walk out into our first downward dog. A solid downward dog with both of your legs as straight as possible. Really try to get those heels touching the floor today because we're focused on our calves. Oh, Momo's got a thing for nipping at my ankles. If it's not comfortable for you to leave both legs straight, then go ahead and pedal those feet. But ultimately, since it is about progress and not perfection, anything that you can do to get both legs as straight as possible in your downward dog so that both legs can feel that calf stretch. Here I am just actually taking my legs in different directions. It's okay to give one of the, or both of your legs a bit of a break once in a while. And now we're going to lower down to our forearms. And what we're going to do is in that plank position, and on your toes, you're going to rock back and forth so that your calves can get a really nice stretch before going on your tippy toes into your downward dog. And even occasionally bending both legs into your tabletop before resuming your downward dog. This repetition is very helpful to getting a bit more flexibility in every time. Okay, now staying strong in that downward dog position with both legs as straight as possible, we're going to get ready because we're going to get full of courage here and go on both of our tippy toes while still in that downward dog and tilt both of your heels to the left, returning to the center, and then tilting both of your heels to the right. And then stay strong in one of our last downward dogs of this practice, having a very nice stretch in both calves once again, because we're going to slowly make our way back onto the mat, sitting up with our back as straight as possible. And we're going to start using a prop, or maybe no prop at all if you're feeling up for it this time, but I'm going to show you how to use a prop. Here I have the pillowcase I mentioned that I brought. We're going to roll it up and we're going to wrap it around our right foot. Pull the right foot up towards you as close as possible, keeping that leg really straight. In the last few days, we've been holding it up with our bare hands, but for those that have asked me, how do we get practicing towards that? This is a really great routine to use a prop and work towards keeping that leg up and holding your toes. So here we go. We're gonna do each leg individually and then both legs. And then now we're gonna work towards removing the prop. Hold your toe and remove the prop. Leg as straight as possible before bending back into a 90 degree and setting it down slowly. Okay, keeping the right leg bent, we're gonna do the same with our left foot. Pull it up towards you. One hand holds the pillowcase while the other hand holds the ankle as a modification, and then remove the prop. And of course, gently place the left foot down and move the prop aside. So here we go, flex the ankles a few times, pushing it forwards and backwards, getting it super relaxed, and go into your reverse tabletop. Because then you're going to go into a very low kneeling position. Try to sit on your heels, and now with just the front of your feet, go back into that reverse tabletop. The front of your feet touch the floor. Once again, we're going to go into a reverse tabletop with just the front of our feet on the floor before returning back down. And then that's it. Shake it all out. Great job! Thank you again for joining me for day 5 of our 7-day flexibility challenge. We're almost at the end together. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Please do let me know in the comments below what you liked or if you have any feedback for me. And don't forget to subscribe so that you know when day 6 comes out. Thanks, and I look forward to hanging out with you again.